All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. This line from Shakespeare's play As You Like It illustrates the importance of drama as a literary genre. By seeing ourselves as characters in the ongoing theater of life, we recognize that drama has the power to act as a mirror, helping us to see and understand the impact characters can have on each other, as well as the importance of momentary decisions in shaping the course of someone's life. As early as the 4th century BC, Aristotle mapped out rules for the theater that are still useful today. For someone reading plays, it is helpful to think about Aristotle's three unities: unity of time, unity of place, and unity of action. Just as the lines on a basketball court or a baseball field define the game by restricting the actions of players, the three unities define drama by providing boundaries for the action of the play. While modern plays do not necessarily follow Aristotle's rule that all the action must happen in a single day, plays do necessarily restrict the action to a short window of time. Unlike novels, which can stretch the story over decades or even centuries, a play needs to tell a complete story in the hour or two that an audience is seated. Instead of novels using paragraphs to describe characters or their backstories, in plays, characters will simply walk onto the stage without introduction, leaving the reader to figure them out by their words and actions. Characters may reference events from the past or talk about plans for the future, but all the audience really sees of them must fit into a few scenes of importance, and we draw conclusions about the rest. Unity of space refers to the physical limitations of the stage. A film crew can move to different locations or create imaginary spaces on a sound set or with CGI. In the theater, though, everything is performed within the limits of one stage. So the playwright must imagine a setting that will allow for all the action of the play, including the movements of the characters, such as dancing or sword fighting. The last of Aristotle's three unities is unity of action. As the play focuses on a narrow window of time in a specific place, the purpose is to highlight a key moment of importance, one decision or a life altering happenstance that defines the characters. Plays may also choose one moment in the life of a family, such as a party or a death, and explore how the characters interact with each other based on the pressures created by this situation. While modern theater finds endless ways to stretch or defy conventions, there is always a need for the play to tell a coherent story, and the unities help to define the scope of that story. In the Greek tragedy Oedipus the King, the story consists of a series of revelations that begin when a messenger arrives from the oracle of Delphi. His message for Oedipus and his people starts a series of events that ends with Oedipus's tragic fall from kingship. While all these things happen in the course of a single day, that day is transformative. In a short but crucial space of time, we see the decisions and character flaws that connect Oedipus's heroic past with his tragic future. In As You Like It by Shakespeare, the play begins just after Duke Senior is overthrown and exiled by his treacherous brother Frederick. It ends when the Duke is restored to his rightful position of power. The action of the play is the time between these two events, as each character reacts to a sudden change in fortune. We see how new success or sudden poverty affects each person, and how the essential character of a person can remain constant in turbulent times. So, how is reading a play different from reading other types of literature? First, it's important to familiarize yourself with who's who in the play before you begin reading. For the first few pages, you may want to keep a finger on the page with the character list so that you can look back on it in a pinch. Remember that the main characters are round or three-dimensional characters who have a past, present, and future. The play is only giving you one important moment or episode in what is assumed to be a whole life. What can you tell about each character's past from the information the play does give you? What important discoveries or decisions will shape their lives going forward? Most importantly, remember that plays are written to be performed. Drama is the only type of literature in which the words on the page are only part of the story. The script is a roadmap, but it is the staging and the performances of the actors that bring the play to life as a work of art. For this reason, it is often easier for students to understand a play if they see it performed, and I encourage my students to look for performances online. Keep in mind, though, that performances may add to the play or leave things out. Film adaptations have the advantage of multiple locations and special effects and frequently add to the script. Productions of Shakespeare's plays often leave out scenes to shorten performance time. Have your copy of the play in front of you as you watch so you can note any additions or deletions before you discuss the play in class or write about it in an assignment. So, why read drama? The theater reminds us that life is really made up of decisive moments and ground shifting discoveries. This is true for our own lives and in the lives of others for whom we are walk on characters. As Shakespeare noted, each person has their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts.